Hi guys, welcome back to this very dreary Sunday. It's just done nothing but rain today. We were supposed to have a table sale in our village, and it's just, I say village, it's called a town, but it's not got very many people, so 6,000 people, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, so that's cancelled, so I don't have to do that today. So I thought I'd come up and see you guys and do a little bit of our botanical journal. And I've chosen, I was just sitting cutting out actually before my cat came in. I was sitting cutting out, I think this is Moonlit Memoirs from ShabbyDabbyDoodah's. It's a kit I've had for a little while. It's turquoise and kind of this orangey, I wouldn't say red, it's like an orangey pinky red colour. It's difficult to describe, and even on camera it doesn't quite look right, but I've started to cut out some pieces, and then I've got much more to cut out, and there's a lot of fussy cuts, so I'm not sure how much of that, you know me, I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to use, but I do have some circles and pieces cut out over here, so I'm just going to move those to that side so that I can see what I'm doing and they don't get messed up with the last one. Yes, so what I've done is I've taken two of the sheets with the roses going down the middle, and what I'm aiming to do is to have them and cut them so that they're in the centre, so coming down the centre of the page. I was going to have them on the outside, but I think I want them to come down into the centre so that I can put lots of ephemera on this side. So we need the trusty cutter. So I hope you're all well and having a good day. It is very dreary today. I don't know about you, but there's so much going on in the world at the moment. Sometimes craft room is my only refuge from all the noise and all the arguing and all the stress of what is going on in the world at the minute. You know, we've got the American election and coronavirus and Brexit, and he said this and she said that with the MPs. I just cannot listen to it anymore, quite frankly. I am done. So I thought, yes, upstairs I go, had a cuddle with the dogs, nice cup of tea, and then upstairs to my little retreat. So I am just going to cut off. I'm just thinking, I don't know how much of it I actually want of the roses. Let's see. No, I think, do you know what? I think I'll go for all of it. So I'm just going to trim this part here, and this part will go onto the right hand side. And I think I need about I think it's about 5 inches, although I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to think of it's been so long since I've measured this journal, I honestly don't know, but I believe it's about, I'm just looking at it, it's about 5.5, so I think 5 will be okay. So I'm just going to trim that off again. I am just eyeballing it, I'm not going crazy, but I do need to trim a tiny bit off the bottom, so let's leave that at, let's see, will that work at 6? No, it's way too much. All right, let's just trim a bit off. I'm just going to go for it, and then I'll try and eyeball it the same on the other side. So there's one. I'm going to save this lovely blue paper for something else, so I want that one to go on that side, and then we need to trim off this side because it's going to go in the centre that way. Yeah, so dreary day. I think actually this year, I've normally, because I have, it's quite a lot for me to get Christmas decorations out, you know, with my disability, that I normally kind of do a week in advance to everyone else, because I want the decorations to be up as long as possible, because when they come down, then it's time to do a big January clean. So obviously I don't want to have them up just for those, you know, 4 weeks or whatever, and then I've got to take them down what seems fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do this year, I think, which is a bit crazy, but I think what I'm going to do, so let me just cut that side off, is put them up kind of mid-November. So I'm going to be really early this year, because yeah, I just think, why not, really? Why not be early? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have them up mid-November and kind of cheer myself up from all these dreary wet days as well. It's okay, I've just knocked my vase over that I had over there. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Let's just make sure they're roughly the same size. Yes, they are. Yeah, so I'm going to get them up nice and early and kind of just knock away all this Brexit stuff and all this miserable stuff, and cheer myself up, because I don't think we're having our Christmas fair this year in where I live, which is a real shame. But it does, I can understand, because it gets so busy and crowded. Everyone kind of goes to it from the surrounding areas, because it is just so much fun, especially for the children. And we have local schools perform, and it's just a big event, even though we're a small little village. So yeah, that's cancelled this year, so I haven't kind of got that to look forward to. But yeah, when do you put yours up? Because I feel like I'm going to be doing this so early, and I'm going to decorate the front room of the house, which is like this, it's kind of like a lobby, like a, you can't really call it a porch because it's 10 by 8, so it's fairly big, but it's like this add-on that was put onto the front of the bungalow. And we kind of use it as a big kind of lobby hallway, really, for everyone to take their shoes off, and all the dogs' things are kept in there, and it's used for storage, really. I think I showed you a little bit of it with the grey cupboard in my bedroom video, but yeah, so I'm thinking of decorating there, and I'm like, my neighbour's going to think I'm insane because it's all going up so quickly and so early. But I don't know, what do you guys think? What time of year do you put yours up? Do you do it beginning of December, or what do you do? I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments, because yeah, I'm thinking I'm a little bit I'm a little bit quick. But yes, so I don't know, it's definitely going to be good, because then I can kind of look forward to that nice Christmas time at home, and when it gets a bit colder, and I like to light all the candles, and I like to put all of the twinkly lights on from the moment it gets dark. In our house, it's like, is it dark? Well, it's getting dark, let's put the lights on. So, and we have a lot of them as well, because I love twinkle lights. When I did my room, my neighbour went, have you got twinkle lights on the wall? I was like, yes. She went, oh goodness, because she knows what I'm like. She knows I'm like a 5-year-old when it comes to twinkle lights. I can't help it. I love them. So I do have sunflower lights in my room now, which weren't in the video, I don't think. I can't remember if they were up then, but yeah, I've got little sunflower twinkle lights. But I was just thinking, I really, you know, it's not long now. If I'm going to do it mid-November, then it's yeah, it's coming upon us. Unfortunately, I used to do a big Halloween thing when I lived in my old house, and I did that for about 15 years. And the children, a lot of the children I used to teach knew it was my home. Or children that were in my school, so they would knock the door and go, hi miss, and you know, there'd be this big thing that they went to the teacher's house. But also I was kind of known for having a very scary garden, and the kids either loved it or they didn't want to come in. So yeah, when I left, I kind of put a big note on, because we actually left, we were actually getting ready to move towards the end of October. So I actually left a note on my gate saying, thank you so much for the last 15 years. You have just given me so much joy watching you all knock my door. And I'm sorry that, you know, we're moving, but I wish you all a very happy Halloween. And it was just so sad to put that out. And anyway, so here we are in a close of just 6 bungalows. And although there are a lot of children, I'm sure, that trick or treat here, because there's lots of families, they just don't know this close. They just don't come up here. And it is quite a lot of work, as you can probably imagine, to set up, if you do it yourselves, to set up a garden and kind of have everything out there. So yeah, when we kind of sold everything off, it was like the end of an era. So now I'm determined that the one thing I will do each year is Christmas. So Christmas will be pretty from the outside. So we're just thinking about getting some gutter hooks and I've got an outside, couple of outside points now, which we had put in last year. So I'm thinking that it would be nice to have something fun in the garden. It's so expensive though, isn't it? Some of the Christmas decorations for outside are just like, how much? You know, and then you've got to store them and everything. So I don't know if I'm just going to put lights everywhere. I think lights might be the way forward. Just over all the bushes, and I've got like a little seat and arbour out there that I bought from my mum when I retired with my retirement money. And yeah, so I'm thinking that might be a better idea to kind of put, even just to put something on there, maybe something that lights up on the roof of that, because it does face the road, so that might be a good idea. But yeah, it's quite funny actually, during all this COVID stuff, the whole time we've lived here, we've never had, no one's ever really had a party, and yet when the restrictions came in, there were 2, and you're like, really? Kind of don't really understand the mentality of that one. So I'm just trimming a few of these to get ready. I don't really know what I'm going to use. I'm yabbering on about nothing, so I hope you've got a nice cup of tea and you're just chilling out. I can just see all these people waiting for me to do something really clever, and they're just watching me cut. Sorry guys. Okay, let's get going. Let's stop talking and do something. So I've got this really pretty, what I would call a belly band, that could go here and put something in it. So I'm thinking that might be a nice start. I'm not sure about the teacup though. So I have got there is this long, there's a couple actually over here. There's a couple of them there's a lady. So I'm wondering if she might be a little bit better to have than the cup of tea, because that's kind of a whole new theme, isn't it, really? So I'm just going to cut this one out, and then we'll put a belly band in. And I'm just thinking about how to make this stand out on this blue. So I'm wondering whether we're going to put some, I don't think Victorian velvet is going to do. I'm just thinking about colours that we could use with this. One lipstick's going to be too pink, so it might even be, it might even have to be the red. I'm not sure. The red, the barn door. We'll have to see if that works, because it's, as I say, this is a very unusual colour that Tina's used in this kit. It's very pretty. It's red but not really red. It's orange but not really orange. It's yeah, it's a really unusual colour. So for those of you that know about hex codes, I'll have to ask what hex code colour it is. Hex codes are the colours that you use for anything on a website, to make an app. Every colour has a hex code, so that if you've got a colour scheme and you're creating a website, you can just put in the code and you know you've got the exact colour that you used before. Yeah, so I have actually built my own website before for something completely different than this. Yeah, so I kind of had to learn about that. Right, let's take that lovely lady then. And I'm wondering if we could put her there, and if things could tuck underneath, you know, like so. I have got a couple of library cards here, which I would like to use because my friend is a librarian in a school. So I think these would be kind of fantastic to use. I think they might just tuck under there, like so, if I put that lady there. Right, let's quickly get some glue on her. I'm just going to glue those ends. So we've got plenty of room to tuck those cards under. And I'm just going to place her there. Perfect. So we'll just straighten her up, make sure she's nice and straight. I didn't do any distressing with that one, and it still looks quite nice. It's still standing out really well. And I just think I'm going to leave those as they are, because they are library cards, and I think she'll get a kick out of that. Are they different sizes? I'm just going to snip that one off so they look a little bit more even. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we'll tuck that under there like so. Now on this side I have got some lovely tags, so I'm looking at these and thinking yes, definitely, because they are beautiful, and we'll include those in. I might do a bit of decorating possibly on one of these, I'm not sure. This is one of those kits that's got so much on it that you don't actually need to decorate much. Now, whether that goes against Tina's own, I don't think it goes against Tina's usage policy. A lot of people don't really worry too much about it. Some people are more strict. Yeah, that's ever so pretty. Let's see what else we have. So I have lots of tiny bits over here as well. So I'm wondering whether we can use one of these pretty circles that I cut out. I have this rose one, which I really love. Maybe you might just tuck under there as a little extra. And I do think we need something around the outside. Maybe we'll just go for the... Where's my vintage gone? Oh, goodness. Where is everything? There's my vintage dabby piece, so we'll grab that. I actually did have a tidy desk. Okay, let's go for the oxide as it's here. So I'm just going to go around and just distress that edge. And as I've said before in other videos, it's up to you how much you want to distress the outside edge of things. You know, you don't have to do it as heavy-handed as I do. I know some people just don't like to use a lot of distress ink. I know Angela Kerr doesn't like to use a lot. And I think she uses antique linen, so it's very light, her distressing. But it really does depend on what you're doing and, you know, whether you actually like that distressing effect. I do on some things, like on this, I just think it needs it. It needs something there just to help it to stand out against the blue. And every now and then I will, as you can see, just go over an area just to give it a bit more interest. Go, that one's done. And let's see, what can we use? I'm definitely going to put those there. I have these little stickers. I'm just going to think about whether I want this little... There's some wonder stickers and some words here. Wonderful. I'm just going to trim that one down and pop that one on there. Lovely. Just to give that a bit of something. And then on this one, yeah, I think we're going to go for the wonder. Why not? Wonder and wonderful. Whoops. Let's see. That way. Okay. It's very unforgiving art critically if you get it wrong. There we go. So I've got those two. I'm just going to punch them at the top so they don't have a hole. Just in there. And oh dear me, what can I use? What can I use? What can I use? I like the idea of maybe there's this one here which is quite pretty. It might be a nice background for up there, and then a pocket. I think I'm going to do that. So I'll just put this one in at the top there as a decorative element. It would make a good pocket as well if you wanted to do that. But I'm just going to pop this one at the top, and I'm going to offset it again, just outside the lines of my journal. And what have we got now? So many pieces to this kit as well. This is just great. Cover up my oxide before I do myself a mischief with it, as usual. I do like this lady. She is ever so pretty. I'm wondering whether, again, to match, whoops, to match the other side, use both those images. Just bring her out and have a tuck spot there. I'm going to just round her corner. No, I don't want to round her corner because that might look a little bit odd because she has a border. There we go. There we are. So I'm just going to pop her there. And then my two tags can go in the side. I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to be quite happy with that for now, because I want to kind of move on with these pages and then come back over them and then show you my thinking of how I improve each page and make it look prettier than it already is, and kind of do things like that. So yeah, we're going to move on with a different kit, and I will be back with that tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed that. Me talking a lot of rubbish again as usual. Oh dear. But it is nice to have you. I love coming on and seeing how many people have viewed and reading all your comments. Yeah, I don't get huge numbers of comments yet. But yes, it is lovely to read the comments that I do get. And some of them are just so supportive. And well, all of them are supportive, I should say. They're all really sweet. So yeah, we'll leave that one like that today. Happy with that one. And I'm just going to go through now. We've only got, let's see, we've got 1, 2, done the yellow one, 3. Oops, that's stuck. Oh dear. Let's get that out. And 4. So it's actually only 5 and a bit pages to do. And then I'm going to go through that entire journal, but you can see just how chunky that's getting. I probably should have done a slightly wider spine, but that's okay. We'll make sure the next ones aren't particularly chunky. And it could be, you know, as I'm going through, I decide to move some things. I've got this in here at the moment. You know, it could be that would bring down the weight a little bit. And it could be that I'll move that one perhaps to the back here, where I've got this this there. I'm not sure. I'm quite happy where it is at the minute, but you never know. We'll shuffle things around. Oh, that keeps getting bent. I need a button there, and see how we go. But yes, it's coming together really well, and I love this idea of just doing different colours with different kits on different pages. It just gives you that nice eclectic look to the journal, and it just screams summer and florals, and it's just pretty. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. Frog in my throat. So if you'd like to join me tomorrow, I think we'll probably do another purple page, maybe another pink. Again, I'll go through my stash and get something ready for you guys. Take care, have the best Sunday, and I'll see you all at the start of the next week. Bye bye.